just checking out my castor beans. It won't be long I'll be able to harvest them, and there'll be some hard cash in there. Because people pay big money for poisonous seeds. I kid you not. Crazy world, though. A crazy world. These will grow, and the rest of my garden dies out. And I didn't even take care of this hardly. That just shows you how crazy the world is. But the world is even crazier than that. Here's an example. I borrowed this bullet from a friend of mine across the road. 38 special it is, revolver pistol cartridge. About a 150 grain bullet, I assume, but it's got a hollow point in it. I don't know how well you'll be able to see that hollow point. But with that in mind, in World War II, when my people came back from that, the uncles and my father had all seen combat. And one of the things they said that stuck in my mind, in fact, it was the only thing that I ever heard that could get them in trouble to the point of death, was they said if you cut the end off your bullets and made them into a hollow point, it was a death sentence to try to kill an enemy with a hollow point. They said it was in the Geneva Conventions. It's kind of funny how the world says it's okay to use a 1,000-pound bomb and blow a man into so many tiny pieces you couldn't even ever find even a piece, but shooting him with a bullet with a hollow point, well, that's against the law. That law still stands. At the same time, though, that it's against the law to kill a man, an enemy soldier, with a hollow point, it's completely legal, and it's done almost every day that law enforcement can shoot and kill a citizen of the United States with hollow points. With hollow points. Now, before you say that's insane, I agree fully with it, that it is crazy, and there's better and safer rounds for all concerned. But Homeland Security and a number of other companies, and I call them companies, you'd say they were divisions of the federal government, but Homeland Security alone bought 400 million rounds of 9mm hollow point bullets to use on its own subjects. You know, it's interesting that Hillary said that a nation that kills its own people has lost all legitimacy. She just said that recently. And yet at the same time, and within the same period, Obama's people just made it legal to kill American citizens without a trial. I questioned a CIA buddy of mine about it, and he just laughed. He said, we've been killing people since the 1950s in America anytime we wanted. He said, we don't need that law. We don't need that law. Now, I thought that was about as crazy a thing as I'd heard as far as that goes. So what could be crazier? Well, here we had a local town had some bird problems, they said. Mostly it was the rich people not wanting birds to take a dump on their fancy, expensive cars. So they complained to their buddies, the government. The government says, we'll take care of that. And so they went in a single night and sprayed the town by aircraft. They sprayed the town. And that one specific breed of birds, it was called starlings, they killed 1 million birds in one night by spraying here in southwest Nebraska. They said it wouldn't harm any other bird. They had the poison so exact. Now, the only thing that really scares me is how in the world and where in the world did they keep that stuff that they already had it on hand ready to go? And who came up with the idea, let's kill a specific bird? And if they've got that, what else do they have? Any crazier? How about two kids locally shot, killed, and was butchering a deer, and they got caught here in southwest Nebraska for butchering. They was going to have deer meat. They got fined about as heavy a fine as you could possibly imagine. Well, 2 weeks later, Game and Parks here in southwest Nebraska went out and shot 500 deer and just left them lay because they thought they might have mad cow disease. Didn't know if they did or not, but they said, we're going to thin the herd. And they killed 500. It's a crazy world we live in. And so when I tell you, the listeners of Don Z52 and listening to Mr. Bill, I tell you, keep safe and keep legal and keep your head down. And listen, because you want to be able to move very quickly if push comes to shove. Rate this film.